In this lesson, we will look at our Data About Us project and how to find measures of center and variation with our data. So I'm going to start with just the Likert question data. You're going to be repeating this process with the numerical data also. These are my tally charts from our survey. Remember, this is my data. You would have different numbers. First step is to write out my data set. If I look at this, I have the number 1 written down or tallied 20 times. The number 2 is tallied 10 times. The number 3 is tallied 9 times. The number 4, 6, and the number 5 is 5. So that means that I'm actually writing those numbers down that many times. The number 1 is written down 20 times. This becomes my data set. I have all 50 numbers written down of what people gave me as their answers. Once I have my data set, then I can start to find my answers. We start with the mean. Remember, for the mean, you add all your numbers together and then divide by the quantity of numbers. So I'm going to add all of my numbers from 1 through 5, all of those together, and then divide by 50 because I have 50 numbers. This gives me a mean of 2 44/100ths. Next is the median. Remember, the median is when you cross out from both sides until you find the middle. The numbers have to be in order from smallest to largest. So when I cross out from both sides, my middle is where the blue line is at. It falls in between two 2's. When it falls in between two numbers, you add them together and then divide by 2. So my median is 2. The mode is the number that you wrote down the most. In this case, I wrote down the number 1 20 times. So it was written down more than any other number and will be the mode. From there, we can find our range. Our range is simply the largest number minus the smallest number. So for mine, 5 minus 1 equals 4. Interquartile range is using the median. So we're going to use the median, and then we're going to find the median of the smaller set of numbers and the larger set of numbers. When I cross off from both sides of the larger set of numbers, smaller set of numbers, I get 1 in the middle. When I cross off from both sets of sides for the larger set of numbers, I fall in the 3, so I have a 3 in the middle. The IQR then is subtracting quartile 3 minus quartile 1, which is 3 minus 1 for me, so my IQR is 2. Now, mean absolute deviation is the one that is the most tedious. It's going to take you the most time, but it's very simple math. You're simply subtracting your mean from every number in the data set. Then, using positive numbers, find the mean of your answers. So let's start with this. I have 21s. My mean was 2 44/100ths, so I'm subtracting that from every single one and getting negative 44/100ths. I will use positive 1.44 when I am adding. Then I subtract 2 minus 2.44 and I get negative 0.44. Again, I'm going to use positive, so I'm going to use 0.44 when I'm adding. Then 3 minus 2.44 gives me 0.56. 4 minus 2.44 gives me 1.56. And 5 minus 2.44 equals 2.56. Now I'm going to take all of the answers, but use the positive form, the absolute value of each number, and add them together. So I'm adding all 50 answers together. My sum of my differences, that's what that means, is 65.4 or 65 4/10. Since then I'm going to divide by 50 because I have 50 numbers. You're going to divide by however many numbers you added together. When I divide by 50, I get 1.308 for my MAD. So my mean absolute deviation for this data set is 1.308. All of these process are in your MPJ from Module 16, and then you have them here again in this video.